recently done the MDS for the third time. How did that go?
So that was my third attempt at the Marathon des Sables. First time was just try to complete it. The second time I was running competitively. I did quite well. I managed to battle my way up to the elites and finish just outside the top 10. And the third time, I thought it would be a little bit easier, having done it twice before, and it was a bit of a disaster. I got quite sick quite early on in the race, and it was a bit of a struggle for me. Very hard mentally to try and pull back because I wasn't doing as well as I wanted to do. But I managed to get to the end.
What helps you get through it? I think I read somewhere about your social media following helping you.
Yeah, I have. It's really lovely, really lovely to get messages from people. And in the MDS, you're very, very isolated, and so it was lovely to receive messages from home. But when I'm out in a long run, I have a sort of an arsenal of positive thoughts which I think about when things are getting a bit tough. I think about the finish line. I think about the telling my friends and that I've succeeded. I think about the next day where I'm sitting down having a nice glass of wine, celebrating. So for me, it's you have to really focus on being positive, and that does help get you through tough times.
What tips have you got for anybody wanting to do the MDS?
Oh, it's a great race. It's really, it's more doable than it reads on paper. There's two key things I think to think about, and that's the heat, because obviously you're in the Sahara Desert. It gets very, very hot, and you can do heat training to train your body to get used to those temperatures. And I'd also bring a variety of food, because it's self-sufficient and you only have what you have in your pack to eat. And the very first time I went, I made the mistake of having the same food day on day, and by the third day it was really tough to eat. So bring a couple of food treats.
I believe you held a Guinness Book of Records.
I did, yeah. I broke a world record the beginning of last year. That was for the distance run on a treadmill in 12 hours. That was pretty tough, a pretty long day. It's since been broken. It kind of went viral, so yeah, it's since been broken. It was a tough day mentally for me, because I actually got motion sickness running on a treadmill for 12 hours. After about 9 hours, I was a bit unwell, but yeah, it was. I know what it feels like to break a world record.
So you must be very motivated then.
Yeah. So like anybody, I think people look at runners on social media and think that they're constantly, out running and loving it. And like anybody else, I have days where it's a real chore to get up and get out. When the weather's bad in the winter, I really struggle on days like that, just like anybody else. But for me, I have certain A races in my calendar, and those help keep me motivated and keep me focused.
Talking of races, you also do triathlons as well.
I dabbled in triathlon. I did an Ironman. I'm not very good at swimming, and I thought cycling would be easier than it was. I was very, very naive about it. Just booked an Ironman without really doing any. But yeah, I've done a bit of triathlon. I've done all the distances all the way up to Ironman. It's not my strength, but the good thing is about triathlons is the bit I am good at, which is running, is at the end. So I've always got that to look forward to.
And last question, kit, essential items of running kit.
Oh, you've got to get proper. You've got to get your feet gait analysed properly to get the right trainers for you. Otherwise, you're going to end up with lots of injuries. So, for me, I always have really good trainers. And then, because I run a very long distance, I always have a very comfortable race vest to put food and snacks and my phone in. So, for me, those are probably two essential bits of kit.